everybody. Welcome back to the Black Impact Podcast. I am Tiffany, your host, and today we are talking about generational wealth, guys. All right. So today I'm joined by Jessica Sarter. She's a wealth strategist, the founder of Castle View Wealth, where she focuses on tax diversification and long-term financial planning. She's here to break down wealth. She's here to break down how wealth is really built and why so many families struggle to keep it across generations. Everybody, welcome Jessica. Hi, Jessica. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Thank you. Good. I'm good. I'm good.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So we're going to get into, I want to know, like, what made you start your journey when it comes to wealth and planning and tax diversification?
Whew, girl, get me to go down a rabbit hole. So interestingly enough, I always say I don't know how I ended up here, but when I look back at my life, I do know how I ended up here. So I went to school for communications. I wanted to be a news journalist. Now you couldn't tell me that I wasn't going to be like a news anchor, right? That was my be all end all. But life be lifing, and life happened.
Girl.
And I ended up taking a job as a teller a little bit after college, just to hold me over. And I ended up never leaving the bank. And I ended up with the bank. I ended up in banking for 11 years. And then during COVID, I transitioned into insurance and protection planning. And then over time, I was like, wait a minute. There are so many things that have happened in my life, and I'm seeing so many things happen in other people's lives. And I have done so much in finance, my 11 years in banking. And I'm doing really, really well I was with New York Life at the time. I was doing really, really well. I was getting a lot of awards. People were like, wow, how are you doing this? And I'm like, you know what, maybe I should let me dig my roots in here. So I can make an impact on a bigger scale for the people that I know and love. And for our community. There's such a disservice that has been done to our community from an education perspective, and I'm sure we're going to get into that. But just like the wealth gap, but the wealth gap is there because of the education. Like we know what we don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a long answer, but there's your.
No, I love it. I love it. I wanted to hear, like, how did you get into this? As I don't hear a lot of people talking about getting into your type of field. Like, it's not a lot of you. And what you said, because of lack of knowledge. So we need that. We need people like you out here educating the Black community in regards to wealth and the things that we need to do with our wealth. So guys, we're gonna talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Okay. So what does generational wealth mean to you personally?
Generational wealth, to me, it's like a dagger in my heart.
Yeah.
When I hear generational wealth, it feels like a dagger in my heart because, and this is why I said I know why I'm here. Like, I'm truly here for a reason, because there have been multiple opportunities in my life where generational wealth should have been passed on properly, and it wasn't.
Right.
And for multiple different reasons, that doing what I do now, if I had been in front of my husband's family, if I had been in front of my mom, if I had been in front of my grandparents doing what I do now, we could have amassed so much. Yeah. Like, I probably wouldn't have to do what I do right now
because of
them to tell them to do what to do. And sometimes I ask myself, did no one get in front of them, or did they not listen? Or did someone give them wrong advice? Or maybe somebody did get in front of them, but they gave them wrong advice. So generational wealth, when I hear that, when I hear generational wealth, it feels like a dagger to my heart, but it also feels like my purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. When I hear generational wealth, it's so many things that come up for me, right? Like you were saying, like I feel like it could have been, when it comes to my family, I'm not exactly sure. I don't think my family had the knowledge of generational wealth. I don't think they had the knowledge. And I think I am the one who has to step into that and figure out how to create it for the next generation, right? But like you said, we weren't taught, so it's like we have to educate ourselves now. Um, I think about freedom and not freedom in survival, right? Not operating in survival. I think about poverty, right? Um, yeah, those are the things that just come up off the top of my head. And yeah, like I said, freedom, like it, but it's also like working, putting in the work to get to being wealthy, right? So those are things that pop up in my head.
No, I feel it.
What are some of the biggest mistakes people make when building wealth?
Okay. So one of the biggest mistakes that people make when building wealth is not starting soon enough.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then also too, I think when we do start to save, we treat it like it's a checking account instead of actual savings, right?
What do you
Um,
mean by that?
I mean, like we might invest, but
Mm-hmm.
vacation group chat
Oh, so you think we just save money just for um
as
like
and
trips and stuff like that? Not necessities, but like
we're
what's the
not
word
we
I'm
don't
looking
have
for?
long-term vision.
Yes, right,
Long-term vision.
right.
Um,
I think that's true,
I
but
don't
that also comes from a lack of like knowledge.
education and knowledge.
Yeah.
So I think that the longer you invest, so like if somebody 20 years old started investing $20 a month, right? Like you would be surprised. The majority of my clients who are truly wealthy, and I mean truly wealthy. I mean sitting on assets and millions of dollars in their bank accounts. They're your everyday teacher that
Mm-hmm.
just put $100 away every paycheck for
Mm-hmm.
30 years, right? They're your average everyday electrician with a family
Mm-hmm.
that literally just put $100 every time. They were just smart with their money. And then that money,
Yeah.
they let it sit and they let it compound. And they didn't use it for a vacation. And they didn't use it for, a prom, or they didn't
Yeah.
use it for a wedding, right? They let
Yeah.
that money grow and grow and grow. So when you look at, real like wealth, and you look at people who are like retired and you're like, how are they retiring and comfortable and living their life? It's because they let that money sit over time. And I'm not saying that you can't get rich overnight by investing in a,
Mm-hmm.
in a really good stock, or that you can't, flip houses and do what you need
Yeah.
to do. But when it comes to true like long-term wealth building, that's it's a foolproof way to do it. Like
Yeah.
anybody can do it, and it's a foolproof way to do it. There are other ways to do it, yes. And you
Mm-hmm.
should tax and risk diversify. It's what I specialize in.
Right.
Don't just do one thing, but there are
Mm-hmm.
multiple ways, to cook an egg, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. But I think for like to answer your question, I think that people just they wait too late to start being serious about it. And then when they do start, they dip into it when they shouldn't.
Yeah. So I think that like the reason I think the biggest mistake is exactly like what you said. Like, we don't save for long-term investments, right? But I also think it has to do with the mindset and how we were structured to grow up when it comes to money. Like, we didn't have the knowledge for that, and also we were also living paycheck to paycheck. So when it came to like putting something aside, we would put it aside, but we would dig back into it because something always needed to be paid for, right? Or we didn't have that structure, or yeah, we didn't have that structure to just leave it there and not touch it and just wait for the next check to come, because we were always operating in survival mode and trying to just get go by means. What is the word? We were trying to survive,
Yeah.
living paycheck to paycheck.
And so that comes, so unfortunately, that's the whole
Yeah.
generational wealth, right? It goes way, 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 way back.
Yeah.
Like, do we want to go way, 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 way back? Because we can go way, 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 way back.
Yeah.
And if we go way, 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 way back in the day, Black people were not allowed to buy life insurance.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed to buy it.
Yeah.
So while other communities were purchasing life insurance for their families and on us,
Right.
and
Mm-hmm.
so they're already amassing the wealth that we're not even allowed to amass.
To have. Right.
So then we fast forward a little bit, and then we're allowed to. Now you're allowed to buy some life insurance, but here's the caveat.
Exactly.
You're only allowed to buy enough to bury you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Black people, you can only get a little $10,000-$15,000 policy to bury you, whereas we can still over here get 100, 200, 300, $400,000 policies on everyone in our family.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so then fast forward, now we're allowed to buy as much insurance as we want, but our community has been mentally taught that either we don't need it, or we only need enough to bury us, or I had to struggle, my kids are going to struggle too, or nobody left me anything, so I'm not leaving.
So I'm not going to leave them. Yeah. Yep.
Or it's not my problem when I'm gone, right? So we have all of these, or I'm not going to buy insurance on them because what if they die? Right? Like, so we have all of these backward thinking.
That's why you should do it. Yeah.
Right? And so I'm like, for me, I'm like, y'all realize you're playing backwards. Like everybody is trying to amass wealth that they don't have. The easiest transfer of wealth is through life insurance. So I'm trying to get my people to understand that if we want to amass, like remember how they kept killing everybody? I kept saying, well, maybe if every Black person had life insurance, they stopped killing us because they wouldn't want us to become as wealthy as they are, right? Like maybe if we all had life insurance, they stopped killing us. Because money talks, right? So now that we're allowed to have it, why are we not buying it?
Yeah, because they don't. Yeah.
Right? But we are buying it. So interesting enough, Black people have the most insurance. The wrong insurance. We have the wrong type of policies. We have burial policies. We have enough to bury it.
Right.
And so we don't have the policy that builds tax-free cash value. And we don't have the policy that's tied to the market that you can get tax-free capital gains off of. And we don't have the policies that when they're born, they get put into a trust. And then when every person dies, a new policy gets created. And we're not doing that because nobody's taught us that. And then when somebody like me comes in and tries to teach us that, we're not listening because we hear life insurance and we can't get past all of the good that life insurance does because we've been mentally ingrained to think a GoFundMe is enough. So that's the first problem. right? Because if everybody got life insurance, we'd be able to put more money into the Black community quicker. And
Yeah.
then you need to have the education about what do we do now that we have this money, and how do we make sure that this money continues to last to the next generation? Because the other problem is that as Black people start amassing the wealth in the different things that we're so great at doing, whether it's artistry or legal or, sports, entertainment, then what are we doing with the money? There's so many people who amass it and then they've lost it because they don't tax
Yeah.
buy. They do a speculative um what am I trying to say? A speculative stock or something like that, right? Or they want to do the crypto, or
Right.
like they don't set themselves up for risk diversification. And then
Mhm.
the next thing you know, they look up and 10 years later, 5 years later, a year later, their money's gone.
Right.
So
Um,
yeah,
yeah. No, you're fine. Um,
I'm really passionate about
so that's what we need, okay? I love that. My grandmother, when I was younger, she had got me a E-series, right? Um, but you know how an E-series works. It's not that much.
so yeah, it's a
It's
bond.
Yeah, it's very, very little, and the interest on it doesn't it's not that much. So she had a little bit of knowledge, but she didn't have enough knowledge, right? And unfortunately, it just didn't, she got that. Jesus, she got that a long time ago, and it only equaled up to like $60. Yeah.
Oh my. Bonds were the thing back in the day, though.
Yeah, they were. They were the things back then.
They really were. Their bond bond portfolios they're very safe. They're very safe, right? That's why
And
it didn't amount to much, because
right,
it's
they were
very.
very safe. They didn't, and she didn't really have the knowledge to, she thought, I mean, she had very good intentions, but she didn't really know like what it would be 30 years from now, right? So, I mean, thank you, Grandma, but
I struggle and I'm up against that every single day. Like I literally had a meeting with someone yesterday, and they wanted to do something for their grandbaby, and she's 6, and
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah, I hear you. She read something and she wanted to do, a whole life. And I'm like,
Yeah,
that's great. But I'm like, she's 6. If you want to spend this much money, look at the time horizon. We can put her in some aggressive funds, right? Like $100 a month, and you could really set her up. She'll be a millionaire
yeah,
at retirement, right?
yep.
And I'm showing her, and she can't get past the idea of the market. And
Mhm.
I'm like, ma'am, I'm like, she's 6. She got,
Right. Just
she got
imagine how much that will be when she gets our age.
Like I could see if she was 40 about
Right,
but she's 6. Please, ma'am, please let me invest for this
right,
baby.
right. I think people
She
they
it,
don't see they don't have no vision. No vision.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why? Please.
Oh,
Right?
bless her heart.
Yeah, it's just we don't know what we don't know, and we
Yeah.
just trust it. I don't know why, but we don't trust it yet. Or but yeah, it's hard. It's hard trying to have conversations with our community and educating them, because it's foreign.
Yeah, it is foreign. It's very foreign.
And
Yep.
I try to explain to people um like she's a social worker. And
Okay.
I'm like, ma'am, I have no clue how to do what you do. Like,
Yeah.
no clue how to save lives and talk people off of the edge of it. But like I don't you are
Mhm.
amazing at your job, right? I'm
Mhm.
amazing at mine. So please let me do my job, and I'm gonna let you do your job, right? I try to explain that to people. Like I would never go to a surgeon and try to tell a
Mhm.
surgeon how to
Right.
perform surgery, right? And you'd be surprised, surgeons have no clue what to do with their money. I have a client who's a surgeon, and he's like, just here. Because
Really?
they don't know because they're not trained. I went to school for this. I studied. I went to school. I have licenses, right? Just like how they studied and went to school and they have licenses. They're trained to perform surgery. I'm trained to manage people's money, right? So they don't know how to manage their own money. They don't have a clue. Most people
What?
have no clue because they're not trained to do that.
Yeah, but why do you think we don't want to learn about how to create that for ourselves? Like, why do you think we just turn a blind eye to it, or like we're so scared of something that can impact our entire life and get us out of being in a paycheck to paycheck environment? Like, I don't understand. Why can't we just take the time to learn it? Why are we so scared of learning about something that can benefit us?
It depends.
Because we were taught, we were wired to be like, no, you can't have that. So,
It
but
depends on.
even like you said, was the surgeon black or white?
No, he's Asian.
I mean, you Asian? Jesus. Sorry, I mean, not the.
I'm not saying he doesn't know, but
Yeah,
he
yeah,
fully he knows like but again, is another community, right? He's an
yeah.
Asian
Right,
and
right.
he's over here like I know how to perform surgery. I don't know how to manage my money.
Yeah,
Yes, you do it. And so every year I meet with him and tell him how his money's performing, right? Because
yeah.
he doesn't know anything about investments and stocks
Right.
and bonds and
Yeah, they don't know that either. Yeah,
it's hot right now. And I have a whole investment team and they put together portfolios for me. And right, so why would he do that when I can do it for him?
right,
Right.
right, right.
I think it depends on there's so many different things. Like sometimes people just trust. And you know how hard it is to get a black person to trust you with their money?
Yeah, because we always think we think someone is always out to get us. Yeah.
Always out to get us, right? Like how many times have you heard grandma say, "Oh, I keep my money underneath my mattress,"
Or they
in
right in the boot,
right? Like, they don't trust the bank,
right in the bra.
right? Like it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, I completely understand the bank thing, because this whole thing I think happened a couple of years ago where the bank was taking the money from people's accounts and stuff like that. So I understand that, but also you do have other banks out here. Like I feel like we only go to banks that are in our area. We don't branch out and go to other banks or anything like that. We don't do our research when it comes to what type of bank you want to put your money into. Like we only do what we can see, right? We don't try to do the research to look up anything. Or I just feel like we have to reprogram our minds and also look out. We have to look at different perspectives on what we can do to better ourselves. But it's our mindset
it is.
and what we have learned.
Yeah, it
So
does
sad.
sometimes boil down to mindset. And
Yeah.
sometimes it requires a complete mindset shift.
Yeah, and I don't know even I don't even know, like, what do you have to do to be in a complete mind shift, because you've been broke. Like, you have started from the bottom. You've been there. So you would think that would be like, oh yeah, let's switch, right? Let that hit and tell me something, like I gotta do something. But it's like, no, it's a tiny switch. It's not all the way there,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So crazy, so crazy. Okay. Okay, so how does tax evasion, no, listen, when it comes to you know what I'm trying to say. Tax diversification help protect and grow wealth long term? Because I need to know. I need to be educated too.
Yeah, no, of course. So tax diversification, it's what I specialize in. So a lot of times it's everybody wants to think about how much money they acquire. How much money do I
Mm-hmm.
have? Oh, I have this. I have this. I have a 401k. I have a brokerage account. I have all of these different type of assets and I'm growing all of this money.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, the question really is how much money do you get to keep? Out of
Right.
all of that money that you have, how much of it do you actually get to keep? So
Right.
accumulation is great, but
Mm-hmm.
my job is to make sure that you have more net spendable income at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So, for instance, one of the strategies that I might use with a client who's saving for retirement, you might work, let's say you work at a bank and you have a 401k and your job matches your contributions, up to 4%. But you're like,
Mm-hmm.
I really want to save for retirement. So you put 10% into your 401.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that that is a good strategy?
To save 10%.
Mm-hmm. In your 401k?
Honestly, I would I want to do I'm the type of person that wants to do a lot of things. So I
Right.
want to put money everywhere, right?
Different.
Not just in one place.
A lot of times, many people will put all of their money in the 401k. And they'll say, "Well, I'm saving for retirement. I want to be aggressive with my savings." But what you're actually doing, and a lot of people don't think about, is the fact that when you put money in a 401k, you're literally putting money into a vehicle to be taxed later.
Mm.
So you're putting money
Oh yeah, because they tax the crap out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be mad because you can't get all that money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so the question is, like, would you rather tax the seed or tax the harvest, right? Like you should tax the seed. So maybe instead of putting the money into that now, because now what you're putting a little bit of money to let it grow and become a big amount of money, and then you're taxing the big amount.
Taxing it. Yeah.
Why do that? So let's look at that strategy. Let's put the 4% into your 401k that your company is matching, because your company matches to get
Matches it.
rate of return. But that other 6%, let's maybe put that in a Roth, or maybe let's put that in a CVLI, maybe let's put that in a UL, or maybe let's put that in something else that grows tax free. So that way, now you've already taxed this money. So now this bucket is growing tax free. So now you have this big bucket of money here that you pay taxes on, but now you also have this big bucket of money over here that you don't have to pay taxes on. And so now you have more net spendable income in retirement.
Exactly.
And a lot of people don't realize that they could do a strategy like that, because a lot of people have no clue what to do for retirement, and they think a 401k is all they have. They don't even know that they can open their own Roth somewhere else. They think that they can only do what work offers them. There's so many opportunities to educate people. Like it makes my head spin on a daily basis. But then again, I remember this is what I studied, right? I know this because it's what I do every day, right? So
yeah, I think, like you said, it's that scarcity mindset about like not trusting someone with your money, and also, dang, I just lost my train of thought. Not trusting someone with your money, and then I forgot. I have to let it go.
I'm gonna share a story because rightfully so, too, right? I have a friend that I went to school with, and I was away, and for some reason, something told me, call Eb, like call her, right? And I don't know why, because like we weren't like friends, we weren't hanging out. I hadn't seen her in like 10 years, but like we're friends on Instagram, but not like, she wasn't a call me type of friend. Right. Literally, I swear to God was like, call Eb. So I called her. She didn't answer the phone, but she called me back. When she called me back, we just started talking and chit-chatting or whatever. And then ultimately, she was telling me about, long story short, she was getting ready to come into a large amount of money because of a case that she was able to win. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, congratulations. I'm like, that's what I do. Like, I can help you out with it if you want. And she's like, really? Like, she had no idea that that's what I did for a living. And so she said she was already working with somebody. And I was like, okay, well, send me what they sent you. Let me look at it.
Yeah.
I am so happy that I was able to get a hold of her before she continued working with them. Because what they had suggested she do, she would have run out of money in like 20 years. And she didn't need the money. Like, and it was ultimately, I know why they offered what they offered her.
Because they were getting commission off of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was the worst thing she could have ever possibly done. So when I'm saying trust, I
Yeah.
get, because they played on the fact that she was uneducated and she had no clue. She had no clue.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what they offered her wasn't terrible. It's not going to
Yeah.
be terrible to someone who has no clue
No
what
clue. Right.
else is there, what should be there, right? And so, like I say, I'm so thankful that I was able to get in touch with her and in front of her, because I was able to put her. She will never ever, her and her kids will never, her grandkids will never have money messing around with me ever. She's fine the rest of her life off of one deal, like one check.
Yeah.
Whereas whatever, I don't know what the hell they were doing, but it pains me because I know that that's why I know that that's why my job is so hard,
Yeah.
because of situations like that.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I'm glad you were able to help her out. Everybody go to Jess. Everybody go to Jess. Go to Jess, everybody. Go to Jess.
When I'm telling you what to do.
What are some simple financial strategies people often overlook?
Simple finance. Simple. Just keep it simple.
Simple.
$20 a paycheck. Every paycheck. $20. $100 a month. That is simple. That is automatic. Like when you're 20 years old, $20 a month. 25 years old, 30 years old, you won't even notice it. If you could do $100, whatever you won't notice, put it away. That is the simplest thing. And then pretend it doesn't exist. Put it in a productive fund and watch it grow. I set my clients. I have so many clients that, girl, give me $50 a month. Just give me $50 a month. I throw it in a little brokerage account, let it grow, sit there. Like something. It's the simplest little thing that you can do.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, like I love the $500,000 client that can roll their money over to me, right? Great. But the client who $50 a month, $100 a month, we gonna watch this grow? Because I'm still going to be doing my job in 20 years. I'm still going to be here in 20 years. So 20 years from now, I can't wait to be like, oh snap, we get ready to retire off of that little $50 a month we did 20 years ago.
That's right. That's right.
And every year, I'm gonna check in with you. Oh, you got a raise? Let's bump that up to $100. Oh, let's bump that up to $200. Oh, you had a kid? Let's start an account for them, right?
For them, right.
My job every year is life evolves to make sure that you're still on the right path and you're doing what you need to do.
Right. Yeah.
That's the simplest thing you could do.
What prevents family from sustaining wealth across generations?
Planning. Proper planning. And again, you can accumulate it all you want to, but then what happens, right? The biggest thing, I'll tell you another story. I'll tell you my story. My grandparents raised me. They worked their whole life, right? And when they died, you know, they did their will, they did their healthcare proxy, and they did their power of attorney. My grandfather passed away when he was 90. He had his mind, but his body failed him. My grandmother is still living. She's 94. Her body's perfectly intact, but her mind is gone. Like she can't remember something from 2 minutes ago. When he passed away, her caregiver was gone. Who's going to take care of her?
Right.
Who's taking care of mama? The matriarch of the family. And nobody can stop their life and take care of her 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So what happened? How are we going to pay for it?
Right.
How are we going to pay for it?
Exactly.
Not going to pay for it. And nobody's getting ready to stop their life to take care of her. So what did we have to do? We had to deplete all of her assets. We had to put her in a nursing home. And she's in a very nice nursing home, getting very dignified care. But she's in a nursing
Yes.
home. And I had to write a check for $12,000 a month because she needs memory care so that she can get care.
Yeah.
And I depleted
Yeah.
my legacy. That house was willed to my child.
Mm.
Right? So when you
And you
talk,
had to give it away because it wasn't properly
because it wasn't
structured.
properly
Yeah.
planned, because they didn't
Yeah.
properly plan and structure a trust to take care of that home, or because they didn't get a long-term care plan to pay for care,
Yeah.
right? Because everybody thinks, especially in the Black community,
Community. Yeah.
my kid's gonna take care of me. I'm over here with my baby.
Listen, I
I'm a,
don't know. Let me tell you something about Black families.
I'm a
I
ruin
don't
my
know.
child's life.
I don't know why y'all think we want to take care of y'all because y'all don't want to take care of us. Like, I was just talking. Okay, so my father has dementia, right? And I was literally talking to one of the representative, and they were asking me, does he have long-term care? And I was like, oh shoot, I have to look into that because I don't think he has it, right? And I'm the only daughter, so I have to do all this stuff and figure it out. So now I have to go get long-term care. So he could, you
You
can't, right?
can't get it now. You can't get it now that he needs it. No, you can't. Now you cannot. It's just like life insurance. You can't get life insurance when you need it. You cannot get long-term care insurance when you need it. You cannot get disability insurance when you need it. So when I'm talking to my clients and I'm suggesting all of these things, and they're telling me, "No, I'm good. No,
It's
I'm
just
good."
made me upset.
I'm like, "Well, I'm like, you're not listening to me. Yes, you're not. You do need this. Please, you need this. You want to get please sign up. Like I have been on client meetings and I have started to cry because I'm literally trying to explain to people you can pay for this long-term care plan. All you have to do is move your asset. I'm not even asking you to spend money because you're just repositioning your asset. It
Yeah.
like you're not, what are you doing? Like you want I drive past my childhood home like every other day. The
Mm-hmm.
home that my mom grew up in. I came home to. My daughter came home to. And I know, this is
Oh.
history. If you do not sign up for this, if something happens to you, that house is gone. Your
Yeah.
money's gone. Your kids are messed up. Your kids have to stop their life to take care of you, or you're gonna end up in a nursing home
Yeah.
that stinks.
And also in the Black community, like I think they're more so of, oh, let the bank take it because we're going to get a lot of money from it. That's what they do. Let the bank take it because they're going to give us a payout, which is stupid because the bank is going to give you half of what that property is that's going to make, right? They don't think like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus.
There's so many even people who do try to plan properly, um the estate taxes get annoying.
Yeah.
So I've got clients and I've seen them, pass down things and I'm like, y'all, we coulda, shoulda, you shoulda, coulda, woulda did it this way. And then
Right.
your kids wouldn't have had to pay taxes.
Yeah.
But, sometimes I'll even talk to people and I'll say, well, if we do it this way, it'll be better long term. And their response will be, well, that'll be their problem, not mine. And it's just it's so frustrating because other communities do not think that
Don't
way.
do that. Is
They
it
think,
only in the Black community that you
yes.
see? Jesus.
Yes. It is, like I said, I'm an Asian surgeon. I have a lot of I mean not a lot, but I have a very diverse clientele. And
Yeah.
the other communities are, if transparently, easier to work with.
I wonder where that comes from. Like, how did we get to the point where we wanted to, well, to not come together as a family? I mean, I get it. I mean, I think I get it because back in the day of slavery, like we were always together. And I think once slavery happened, it was like, oh, we got independence now. Oh, I want to go out and do my own thing. I don't need to be in a house with all my family, all my siblings, and things like that. Maybe that's where that comes from, but I don't know because when it comes to Koreans and they all stick together. Indians, they stick together. They all like stick together. But when
Well,
it comes to the
yeah,
yeah, I'm sorry,
Koreans
go ahead.
aren't allowed to leave the house if you haven't made a certain amount of
Made
money.
a certain amount. Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, like I remember where we used to live, my mom's neighbor, he was of Asian descent and his kids, he had two girls. They weren't allowed to leave the house.
I wonder why it'd be so many people in one household because they're not allowed. They don't make a certain type of money. They're not allowed to leave. I did not know that.
And in Indian households, the mother,
Wow.
so in Indian households, if a bride and groom get married, the mother of the son, like they live
Hmm.
with them. And like
The
the mother
mother.
of the son, like they take care of the grandchildren, they cook, they do all the cleaning.
Oh yeah.
Like they are all like one
All
unit.
one.
Yeah, like they
So
don't
what about the mother, the wife's family?
usually they have
Usually
their
they
own like they're with the father's family.
other.
They've
Okay.
gone and been with the father's family
Mm.
usually. And then if like a parent has multiple kids, they'll go for different seasons to different kids' households.
That makes sense.
I'm telling
I've seen it a lot.
they don't play about supporting and doing things together.
Doing things for one.
It's
Yeah.
us. Oh, you got to get out at 18. You're an adult now. Get out. Blah, 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 blah.
Yes. Like, who did this to us? Who created this? All these rules and stipulations they put on Black people. Because we didn't, let me tell you something. Black people did not create this.
Mm-mm.
They didn't.
We
White
did.
people created this. We just listened to it.
Yeah, go all the way
It goes
back. They
so deep.
they
Oh my
pre-
God.
their goal was to break the black family. So they broke the
Yeah. Oh,
family.
it's working, babe.
And yeah, it's still working.
It's totally working.
Still working. They did a
Still
number.
to this. Oh, yeah. Okay. Jesus. Like, I mean, like, I feel like, Jesus. Mm-mm. My next question. I mean, like all of this is just like so terrible. How how do emotional patterns or money trauma impact financial decisions?
Woo! Lord, don't be an addict. Don't be an abused child.
Yeah. Oh, speak to that because how does that show up when it comes to money?
I'll tell you how it shows up for me. I have a child wound that I
Mhm.
didn't even realize was there. I'm a
Mhm.
whole Disney adult.
Mhm.
Like when I say I'm a Disney adult, I mean these are the GPS coordinates of the Cinderella castle tattooed on my wrist. That's how
Oh wow.
like the name of my company is Castle View Wealth.
Yeah.
Castle, the Disney
Yep.
castle.
That makes sense. Yep.
Um, and it wasn't until like therapy and
Mhm.
deep intense therapy that I realized I have this childhood wound.
Mhm.
Um, and I feel like that's why I love Disney so much. And Disney's not cheap, right?
No.
It's not cheap.
Yeah. It's old money.
I've been to Disney over 30 times.
Oh,
I've
okay.
I've been on double digit Disney cruises. I've I do too. I do the most. I do the most. I do the
So
most.
why is that? Like,
And it is because I'm trying to heal my inner child, right? And so
child of not, so trying to heal your inner child of not receiving that as a kid, or
so that's what I'm saying. Like we were like, what traumas, right? So I
yeah,
have childhood trauma that I
yeah,
didn't realize I had until I went through therapy. And so I
mm,
was moving through Disney, right? And
mm.
so that was an expensive habit of mine. So
Oh,
when I
okay,
say, this don't be an addict, right? Because addicts
yeah,
themselves, if you're
right,
addicted to something,
addict,
you cannot
yeah,
control your urges. If
right,
you have, bipolar disorder, right? You can be perfectly fine saving today, but then tomorrow you get a car, you get a cruise, you go on vacation, you like who cares? Let's run it up, right? Like let's go to Miami. Charge the car,
right,
right? And then it's like, whoa, what did I do? Right? So those
yeah,
emotional responses, like one of the questions that I ask people during my first meeting, my introductory
mm,
meeting with them is like, what are some of your early experiences with money? Right?
mm,
How does money shape your life? Right? Because that helps me understand. And sometimes, and I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist, but I've gone to
yeah,
therapy to know, right?
mm-hmm.
Some of those, your childhood patterns and how you grew up can affect
Fact,
how
right,
you look at money, how you see money,
yeah,
what's important to you, um,
right,
like the decisions. Like I can pick up on if I'm meeting with somebody. Like if
mm-hmm.
I'm meeting with somebody and they tell me they make 150,000 a year, they don't have any kids, I know their
Oh
debts, and
yeah,
I'm like, okay, well, how much money can you put to the side for XYZ? And they say, well, $200 a month. I'm like,
what? Yeah, you just blowing it. What?
but I already asked them, what
Yeah,
their, behavior was or like what they grew up with and with money. So I'm already expecting them to
expecting.
not
Yeah,
tell me much. And so then
right.
I have to reframe and teach them like, okay, I realize that, right now you want to live, you want to enjoy your brunch, you want to go out, but guess what? When you retire, or guess what, on a rainy day, or guess what, when AI takes your job, or guess what, when this happens, we want to make sure that we have this over here. So can we double that, right? So
Yeah,
so very good question, right? Because
yeah,
emotional trauma that that
yeah.
that affects your money
Some
in
impulses.
yeah,
Yeah.
more ways than you could know.
Mhm. Jesus Christ.
So what I'm saying is I would have a lot. Don't get me wrong, I'm doing what I need to do with my money, but I'd have a lot
Yeah.
more if I didn't have to go to Disney all the time. And I can't control it. I'm over here thinking
So
about
what do you do when you have those urges? Like, what could you encourage people and yourself that are going through those type of urges and those type of money addictions to do? Like,
oh, see, that's a good question. Make it work for you, right? So I became a Disney travel agent and I started on the side. I was like, I'm going to Disney too much. I need to be a Disney trip. Like seriously, my friends were calling me and they were like, "Jess, just book my trip," and they were giving me their credit cards, and I was managing everything. I was booking their fast passes. So I was like, I need to get paid for this. So I started getting
yeah,
paid for it, and then by me getting paid for doing it, I got discounts on the hotels. And then because I opened up my own LLC, all of my trips became write-offs.
yeah, that's
And then,
right.
and then I had a Disney wedding and I booked all of my guests' trips. So I got paid for my wedding. And so, you just gotta be
Yeah, but what? Okay, so you had that mindset, right? Because you come
Mhm.
from that education. But what about the people who don't have that education, who have that same type of addiction that you have, and that need to make it work for them? Like someone who for instance, someone who has a alcohol addiction that wants to buy alcohol every single day after they get off of work, they need to go get that. They need to go get that beer. They need to go get that Tito's. How do they make that work for them? Or when it comes to like a shopping addiction, like how do that work for them? Like, how can you, how do you do that?
That's a wonderful question. And
And it's okay if you don't have the answer for it, because we don't have the answer for everything.
I don't have the answer for that one because
I mean, I do know it's a lot of people.
Because I'm a Disney addict myself. So
But you did say a good thing, make it work for you, but we're not here to promote, go out and
right.
start selling liquor or, anything that's gonna
like that. But
any ill will thing, right?
But I do think if you have something that makes you happy and it's not going to cause you life or death or cause, other people life or death, I would maybe 2026 use ChatGPT. Better ask ChatGPT, how can I capitalize on what I love?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Or maybe let ChatGPT help you
give you some ideas on what you can do for your benefit.
I get
it. We don't always have the answers for everything, right? I get that. Okay. What does financial education play in breaking generational curses? I mean, breaking generational curses.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Ultimately, it boils down to that education. We don't know what we know. And, a concept for me seems so easy. Like, oh, duh, right?
Yeah.
But for story time, I have a woman who I'm trying to make a client. And
story time.
What she's doing right now, like, it's fine. Like, and she even said it in our meeting, like, I don't know what I'm doing. What I've been doing has been serving me just fine, right? And what she has been doing has been serving her just fine. But when I went backwards and I looked at the calculations, do you know what you missed out on? Right? And so,
because she didn't know.
Because she didn't know. And so now I'm like, well, let's do it this way. And she's like, oh, but I'm scared of this. And I'm like, okay, well, let's tax and risk diversify. Right? So I'm explaining to her all of the options. We can take some of it and put it over here guaranteed. So you're not stressed out. It's not in the market. It's guaranteed. We got a good interest rate on it. And then we'll take another portion over here and we'll put it in the market, because we have to make up for all of the time that you lost, and we want to grow this money. And because you don't need it, because you have other assets and income over here, we're going to let me play around with this. And I'll put an investment preservation rider on it so you don't lose any money at the same time. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
And so she's literally like, oh my gosh, I had no idea you can do that.
Yeah.
How come nobody told me this before? Right? And like, yes, let's do it, because it's the best case scenario. And she wants to think about it. Cool. Think about it. Understand. I would want to think about moving my $800,000 too, right?
Yeah.
Think about it.
Right.
So she's thinking about it, and we have a meeting next week.
Oh, that's good.
That's the meeting, right?
She's open. You have to be open-minded when it comes to finances. When it comes to anything, honestly, because things are changing. The world is changing. So you have to be open.
Right. You have to be open to, and I always tell people, my job, I could literally screenshot something I said to somebody the other day. She just got a new job. She posted it on Instagram. And I was like, oh, congratulations on your new job. And I was like, hey, by the way, shameless plug, I can help you with your 401k. And she was like, oh, well, I think I'm just going to roll it over into the new one. And I was like, well, before you do that, do you know what options you have? And she was like, no.
Right.
Like, well, why don't you let me educate you on what all of your options are? Right.
Yeah.
So we sat on a meeting because again, we don't know what we don't know. And I told her, every single one of her options, the pros and the cons of each one. And so now she can make an educated, informed decision instead of a blind one, or one that she just, oh, I just assumed that's what I had to do, right? She can make a educated decision. And so whether that decision involves her doing something with me, or doing something else, or doing something somewhere else, like whatever that looks like, at least she knows what her options are. And the problem is, we as a people don't even know what our options are. And half the time, when I call people, sometimes I'll call and I'll say, hey, I'd love to have a meeting with you. And they'll be like, no, I'm good. You don't even know what you're good from. I guarantee you, if you meet with me for an hour, you'll leave the conversation and you will have at least learned something.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
It's the education, and that's the hardest part. So the financial education piece it's needed, and it's the hardest part.
Yeah. So what tools or systems do you recommend for someone starting their wealth journey?
Good question, but I think it's weird because it depends on where they are in their journey.
Okay, so let's start from ground zero, right? Let's start from ground zero. From someone who, we can't talk about the person who doesn't have any income because they don't have any income, right? Mm-hmm. What about, like you just said, the person who just started their job? What would you recommend to them? And then also a person who gets paid a wealthy, good amount of money, making like $150K, right?
Okay. So again, it's going to be subjective to everyone, right? Because even for the person that you're saying who just started their job.
Yeah.
How old are they when they just started this job? Are they a parent? Do they live at home? What do their bills look like? How much income is this job? Are they planning on staying at this? Like, there are so many variables.
So many questions.
Right? And so, so my job, and I always explain to people, it's like you might go to the doctor and you might be like, hey, doc, I got a headache. And then that doc, he's taking your temperature. He's looking in your ears. He's looking at your eyes. He's hitting your knee. He's touching your stomach. How does this feel? Right. And you're like, bro, I just got a headache. And then he also
got a headache.
And he's like, well, what prescriptions are you on? And how long did you sleep last night?
Yeah, we have to get to the root of the problem. Right.
You're like, bro, I just got a headache. The doctor can't give you proper advice, without knowing entire
everything. Yeah.
So I always tell people, be very weary of generic advice, especially like generic advice that you get on like Instagram is so like, oh, get an IUL, oh, get a BUL,
girl,
you should do this and you should do it. One size does not fit everybody.
At all. Yeah.
That truly doesn't, because like me and you, we could be the same exact age, but I guarantee you our lives, our bank accounts, our scenarios are completely different. And so what I have a special needs kid. So I need a whole bunch of life insurance. If I die tomorrow, I need to make sure that nobody is burdened by her. I don't know the scenario. You might not have kids. You might not.
I don't have kids. I have a dog, but I have an elderly father, and I have a mother who's going to get old too.
Right. So
I have a grandparent.
You might not need life insurance to take care of someone, but life insurance might be good inside of your portfolio for tax diversification.
I feel like I need it all. Like I need it for everybody. Like everybody.
Yeah. So I mean, I definitely think what someone should do, but I can definitely say make your finances a priority and maybe have a conversation with someone about like one of the things, especially for someone who's just starting off their career, understand your benefits package. That would be the first.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like I was literally just talking to a girl, associate that I just met, and we were talking about FMLA, right? A lot of people don't know like their benefit package, but also the company does not tell you about your benefits. Like they just say, here, fill out your benefits, send it back to me, right? And then you get it and you're like, what do I do? And also when it comes to your tax, do you know a lot of people still don't know how to fill out their tax form? You know what I'm saying? Like no one is actually taught to how to fill stuff out, how to even get a bank account, how to know what benefits to sign up for. Do I need long-term FMLA? Do I need short-term FMLA? Do I need, how much money do I need to put in my 401k? Like, nobody, benefits is supposed to like walk you down and like talk to you about that, but they don't know either.
Yep, I know. So I would say maybe start there. If you're like young, that would be the first piece of advice, is understanding, like, whatever job you have, understanding what benefits you have in place,
Yeah,
um, and then capitalizing on those benefits, right? So
right.
making sure that you are taking advantage of the benefits that you have in place. And that's down to something as simple as your health insurance plan giving you a discount or a free gym membership. A lot of people
Yeah,
don't realize that their health insurance might do that, or the
I
benefits.
found that out, that they can give you that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
found
like
that out.
you're like, don't leave free money on the table. If your employer offers you a match on your 401k, take the match, right? That's 100%
Right.
rate of return. Take the free money.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do that? It's like simple little things like that for someone who's young and literally really just getting started. Those would be, little tidbits or pieces of information I would suggest. And then maybe for someone who is, middle aged, maybe a little bit established, and really looking to start truly investing,
Hmm.
talk to someone like myself, right? And
Yeah.
figure that out. If you have no idea, what to do, have somebody sit down and look at what you currently have, figure out where you currently are, where you want to
Hmm.
be, and then figure out a plan to get you from point A to point B. And then that's where I come in and help my clients with that kind of stuff. Um, so yes, that would be my suggestion there. But I can't. I
Do
told.
you recommend
Go ahead.
do you recommend for people who, do you recommend everyone needs to to have an accountant, and if they don't, like a financial advisor, and if, what about the people who um don't make that much money to get a financial advisor?
Well, I don't necessarily think that I don't think everybody needs a financial advisor.
Hmm.
Um, but I think that everybody should meet with a financial professional, right? So
Hmm.
a financial advisor is someone who gives advice for a fee, whereas a
Hmm.
financial professional can help support you with your finances. So
Okay.
at least have the conversation with the financial professional so they can help support
Yeah.
you and help you with any like questions that you have. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, what is missing in traditional financial education, especially in marginalized communities?
Representation. I think it's representation, and
Mm,
I think it's also like meeting us where we are too. Like, for instance, one of the
I get what
companies
you're saying.
like one of the
I feel
companies
like,
with and
yeah,
a vendor with, we always have these seminars, and I
yeah,
send them to my friends and my clients. And I remember one day one of my girlfriends was like, y'all got no young black people to talk about this, like, every time. And it's true, right? Because the financial industry is a white male dominated industry.
dominant industry. Yeah.
If I'm being honest, it's a white male dominated industry. And um, you know, black people, I don't even know what our market share is from
Yeah.
as far as black people, but I know black women is 2%.
Mm,
Black women is 2%. And I only know that because I'm a black woman. So I hold
mm,
that statistic
yeah. That's
here.
real tight. Yeah.
Um, but only 2% of financial professionals are Black women. So the representation is missing. And we recently did a financial and mental health wellness fair and like expo at Delaware State
Yeah.
University. I went to school there. And we
Hmm.
brought stuff in for the kids. And it was wonderful because we were able to meet them where they were. So we were able to have
Hmm.
conversations Yeah, like inviting people to those seminars that, New York Life or Fidelity or Vanguard and Goldman Sachs they're putting on, we don't understand what the hell they're talking about, right?
Right, right.
I mean, I do because I know
Yeah.
and I understand the acronyms, but the average person doesn't understand yield
Understand.
and margins and
Yeah.
what are you talking about? And you don't have nobody that can break it down for me and make me understand it like a normal person. Like talk
Right.
about it like we're talking about shoes or talk about it make compare it to hip hop or something, right? Like
Yeah. We need our
I get
lingo.
two apples, right? Right. So I think representation and just
Yeah.
like clear like education that we can understand, right?
Right, right.
Is what's truly missing, from a financial perspective.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Okay. What does financial freedom look like for future generations in your family?
Financial freedom for my family. That just looks like us being comfortable, right? And if I want to go somewhere, I can go. If I want, to buy a car, I can go buy a car. If
Yeah.
I don't want to have to question where I'm going to get money from. Retire when I want to, if I want to,
Yeah.
how I want
Right.
to. My children are okay. I have a special needs daughter, and I don't think I'm having any more kids. So maybe my nieces and nephews, right? Maybe I'm leaving behind money for them, right? And now I've set their lives up, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what generational wealth, when I think about money and what I want that to do, like I should be able to be free and comfortable. And just not have to worry. And it doesn't necessarily have to mean rich.
Yeah.
Like we don't I mean, there's a difference between rich and wealthy. I don't need to have
Wealthy. Yeah.
millions of dollars in the bank.
Right.
I'm like I think that's ridiculous for people to hoard money in that way. It would be nice.
Because you can't take it with you.
You cannot take it with you. There are so many people and so many good causes and so many things that we could do instead of hoarding money for ourselves. Um, but I do think that everybody should have the right and deserves and can, right, live a comfortable life.
Life. Yeah.
Like you should be able to live
Absolutely.
a comfortable life at the end of the day.
Absolutely. What are 3 things every household should be doing with their money right now?
Saving for a rainy
Mm-hmm.
day, investing for the
Mm-hmm.
future,
Okay.
and living your life a little bit. Enjoy it with the rest, right? Save, invest, and enjoy your life. Use your money, right?
Okay.
Save, invest, and enjoy, right? And invest in whatever way that looks like, right? And invest in whatever capacity that is for you that makes sense for you, right? And so investing for me and my long-term needs and goals might look different than investing for you, right? So
Mm-hmm.
whereas I might invest, I don't know, $1,000 a month, maybe you invest $500 a month, and maybe somebody
Mm-hmm.
else is investing $25 a month, right? But that
Mm-hmm.
decision is yours, um, but it should be something. And the same with the savings, right? Build yourself up a nest egg for a rainy day. If
Right.
something happens, you want to be able to say, okay, I have X dollars over here, X amount of dollars, um, for a rainy day. And then once you've done that, enjoy your life a little bit. Don't go too crazy,
Yeah.
but enjoy your life. I always tell people that. Like, everybody's like, well, how much does it? And I'm always like, well, I don't want you to be insurance poor. I don't want you to be like, Jessica took all my money. I still want
Yeah.
your life because we still want to be,
Right.
happy, and we still want to be able to enjoy the present moment, but we want to be cognizant and we also want to be concerned and think about the future too.
Right. Yes, I agree with that. Absolutely. Well, I
Mm.
think we have touched on some good topics on generational wealth and what people can do and what type of tools they can use to create generational wealth. Um, guys, I encourage you all, if you need financial advice and assistance, for you to reach out to Jessica. Her information will be in the description below. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to the Black Impact Podcast, because we are here to promote healing, break generational curses, and educate you guys, and also to operate in our authentic self. Jessica, it was a delightful conversation. And you educated me on some things that I need to get in place as well. So thank you.
Thank you
Um,
for having me.
of course. Make sure you guys like, follow, and subscribe. Thank you for watching the Black Impact Podcast, and I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you, Jessica.
Have a good time.
Thank you.